Hello. I'm so happy you're here. Thank you for joining me. I thought of one more video I wanted to make first before I really get into things, just to explain what crystals even are to me. So, let me get my intention candle. So my intention this evening is for you to be in alignment with your highest and greatest good, which is alignment with your soul, and for me to help you along your path in any way possible. So, I started to make the next video and decided I needed to backtrack just a little bit more, and really talk about the way that I view crystals and kind of what makes up the properties of a crystal. And there will be a class on this available soon, and I'll go into a lot more detail. But just to give you the highlights, crystals really to me are perfect pieces of frozen frequencies or frozen energy. Everything that we touch is frozen energy. All matter is really just dense energy. There is no such thing as a particle. There is no such thing as anything finite in this universe. We are all infinite, as is energy. And what's special about crystals here in this reality are that they provide us almost a library of all the different types of frequencies. And they can be all the way back to very archetypal frequencies, so very primal, very initial, very first separation type energy, all the way down to the very kind of chaotic energy that we have here. They are sort of a beautiful, perfect mixture of the cosmos and our planet, our Mother Earth. And what's really cool is that all of the elements that we have here are sort of pure versions of the energies that we have to work with, and the more you mix together, the more kind of colors you get, and the more interesting and unique you get. But really, when you boil it all down, we're all made of the same stuff. We have many different elements of crystals within our bodies. We have silica, magnetite, we have apatite in our bodies, or hydroxyapatite, and I can make a whole video on that in and of itself, and I think I will. But I like to think of them as captured frequencies so that we can hold them in our hands and have a tangible resource to be able to read and work with all of the different types of frequencies that there are. And we are only able to access a very, very, very small fraction of the actual energies, the light spectrum, all of the different ranges of frequencies are really kind of elusive to us. And I think of crystals as icebergs, and in that there is a small portion of them that is captured physically, and the rest is energetic. And comparatively, the physical part is pretty small. Their energy field is large and powerful, and the scientists learned this a long time ago and figured out how to use them in electronics for just those reasons, to balance energy, to transduce energy, to regulate energy, and to set pure frequencies. So this is very unique to crystals, and because of this large portion of their energy field that is not immediately accessible, there can be differences between the crystals themselves. Two that grew right next to each other might have a little bit of a different personality, a little bit of a different affinity. So there's lots and lots that goes into it, and we only understand a tiny portion. Some people might like to believe that in ways that human beings provide vehicles for the ability to see this reality. So our souls use these bodies to interface with this world and this reality. And crystals are a perfect frequency. So a lot of people believe that they are the interfaces or the vehicles or the sensory organs of higher dimensional beings, or guides, if you will, or really any type of specific frequency. So you might think of it as personified frequencies, and that's really what these archetypal energies are. Our deities like Isis, for example, or really any of Thor, as Freya. I'm just naming off some of my favorites, but they represent archetypal frequencies. So you might find those specific frequencies embodied in certain crystals. And I think I'll do a video on that too, because I have a couple that really resonate with some specific energies. So yeah, you might think of it that way. Another one of their really important features is balancing, transducing, transmuting, and just really harmonizing the energy of the entire earth. So largely, it does the same thing what it might do on the body to the entire earth. So I like to think of it as large spots on the planet where something really, really impactful has happened. Things like war or catastrophic events, things like that. They really put a mark in the Earth's energy. And if you start to make correlations with the locations of certain crystals, you might find that it ties beautifully to something historically that has happened in that same area. And it's able to balance that energy. An example might be opals coming out of Ethiopia. What's traditionally been a pretty tough place has some of the most beautiful crystals in the world that comes out of it. So opals represent hope, and you'll find these crystals start to pop up, whether or not they're even ever found. The energy might need to just be balanced at that specific location, and they might be just deep in the earth and we never even know they're there. Or it might be energy that needs to be dispersed largely, and they might come right to the surface and be disseminated throughout the whole world to give everybody a little bit of it. So the fabric of our universe is really beautifully woven in that way, that we can sort of have already what we need right underneath our feet. And the old saying, what grows together goes together. I always encourage people to try and really work with the crystals and the stones in their area. Find a stone in the creek near your house, or find a big location that's close to you and really spend some time working with those crystals too. So that's another way they sort of function in the world, is to, at every scale, balance energy. So you can take it all the way down to the body and use them to balance energy in the body as well. Most disease is just a result of disharmony in the body. So crystals help balance and really restore the flow and restore the original energies that you might have in your body. So that's a large portion of their purpose. And as I said in a previous video, they are great storage units, storage devices. They are able to capture and hold more information than we're really able to measure. But the atomic arrangement of the molecules is so perfect that it makes the most brilliant storage device. So it's been recording information since it came into existence and will continue to do so. So it's important to clear crystals for that reason, but they also make great capturers of specific energies if you want to work with one later, such as capturing an eclipse or a full moon energy. And you can hold it with you and take a bath with it, or they work beautifully in water. There's all kinds of really cool things you can do with elixirs and water that you can just imbue with any kind of frequency you can imagine. So I'll plan to do a video on that one too at some point. But they really make for incredible storage. And for that reason, you can access so much information from them. You could spend a lifetime working with just one quartz crystal and never run out of information. So they're great teachers, and it's always interesting to just sit with a crystal and spend time with it and see what information it has. They let out information as needed at the right time, not more than you can handle, and not more than will be helpful or useful. So don't worry about that. And I probably will try to do a video on frequencies alone at some point. That's really kind of where the prism in my name comes from, is really, I like to break things down into archetypal frequency level, and this is sort of the lens that I view the world from. So I hope that helps a little bit in explaining how I view crystals and how I work with them and what they mean. And like I said, you can use all the full range of frequencies to do any number of things, but it's really all about bringing balance and restoring the energy flow and helping us access our higher selves while staying grounded on the earth. And they're so perfect for that, as that's what they do too. So the next video I'm going to make will talk about the energy of where we've been and where we're going. So I hope you will enjoy that one, and I hope this was enjoyable too. And thank thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful evening and sleep well. So, again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you.